Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on board India's biggest ship, the aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya, in what's billed as his first defence outing. The Prime Minister just landed in Goa a short while back, from where he flew in a chopper onto the INS Vikramaditya. The warship is a 45,000-ton aircraft carrier sailing off the Goa coast in the Arabian Sea, along with other ships of the Western Naval Fleet, including the other aircraft carrier INS Virat. The Prime Minister will be shown a demonstration of the Navy's air power, including the landing of the MiG-29K aircraft on Vikramaditya. Now, this is India's most potent ship, which was acquired from Russia last year at the cost of over $2.5 billion.
Well, the Prime Minister landed here at about 10:15 or so, and first up he was taken on the flight deck of the INS Vikramaditya, which is India's biggest ship and aircraft carrier. There, a young pilot, Flight Lieutenant Vikas Narwal, briefed him on what the aircraft is all about, what are its capabilities. Then the Prime Minister climbed into the cockpit of MiG-29K and spent a good 5-7 minutes trying to understand what the aircraft means and what it means for India's naval combat power. From there, now he's coming up to the observation deck near the bridge of the ship, and he will be shown the flying past of the MiG-29Ks, the helicopters which are on board both INS Vikramaditya and India's oldest aircraft carrier, the INS Virat. Then there will be a steam past of 11 frontline Indian naval ships, which are just going to get alongside the INS Vikramaditya. He will be, of course, briefed before that about INS Vikramaditya's capability and what it can do, what it can influence, how it can influence sea control, and how it can impose sea access and denial. Basically, naval combat power. He will spend about 3.5 to 4 hours on the ship after the display, the power display, air power display, and the steam pass of the ships. He will have lunch with the ship's company. There are 1,500 sailors on board INS Vikramaditya, and there are 110 officers. It is considered India's pride and India's prized possession as far as the Indian Navy is concerned. Remember, it was commissioned into the Indian Navy last year. It came in to India earlier this year in its base Karwar on the western coast of India. And right now we are sailing on the high seas, high-speed wind buffeting us on the observation deck, and soon the air power display of the MiG-29Ks on board INS Vikramaditya and the Prime Minister will witness it from very close quarters.
And our defence editor Nitin Gokhale is on board the INS Vikramaditya. Nitin, it's over to you. Take us through what's going on over there.
Well, the Prime Minister is right now sitting on the observation deck and is watching naval's firepower demonstration. The two rockets were fired from INS Teg and Tarkash, the two frontline ships that India has. They're sailing alongside INS Vikramaditya. The Prime Minister sitting with the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Robin Dhawan, Goa's Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar, even as MiG-29K aircraft that are integral to the INS Vikramaditya are doing a demonstration. They are part of the squadron based in Goa right now, and of course the big ship on which we are along with the Prime Minister who is watching India's combat naval power. 11 frontline ships are going to steam past INS Vikramaditya, which is India's biggest ship, acquired from Russia last year and inducted into the Indian Navy earlier this year. It is now being watched, the demonstration by the Prime Minister as well as the other dignitaries here. As I said earlier, he's going to spend nearly 3.5 to 4 hours on board INS Vikramaditya. He was shown the MiG-29K. He entered the cockpit of MiG-29K. He sat there, got an explanation and a briefing from a young pilot who was briefing him about the capabilities of MiG-29K. Then he was taken inside for a short briefing about the capabilities of INS Vikramaditya itself. It's a major, it's a major acquisition. And of course, the other ships that are alongside includes India's old aircraft carrier, the INS Virat, After looking at the demonstration or watching the demonstration, the Prime Minister will spend time with the sailors of the Indian Navy who are on board this ship, and of course from there on he will fly back to Goa at around 1 o'clock or so.